twin bed loft.
The what?
Mammy twin bed.
Oh, that was your girl, Meg.
I know.
All right, starting the live. Just a heads up.
Look at who you came to see.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing of Tony. That and I forgot the other one. It's Hootie Who's.
Tony's funny, man.
Tony's so funny.
He's a
Glad he's our
hoot.
friend.
He's a hoot and a half. He is.
All right. Unlisted. Okay, you want me to email it again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did they take the bed down?
They did.
They said, ah!
The thing that's funny about these companies is them being like, we got to go through a better process. It's your website. How are people just putting stuff up?
Right.
It ain't MySpace. It's not Facebook. It's your company website.
Like how?
That's what Snapchat was like. We got to do better process. Like, it's y'all.
This y'all.
That's like somebody hanging art in my house and me being like, you know what? I got to do a thorough review of
our policies here and how we choose artwork. I
would have laughed hard at your D.L. Hewley joke if I knew what a marionette doll was off the top of my head.
Oh, that's
I went and Googled it and I was like, oh, wow.
You see it. It was like the puppeteer left, pulled his hands away. Sorry that I used a reference that did not connect with you.
Kev, I sent it to you.
You emailed it? Yeah. To Kevin Fredericks?
I didn't want to call him a dummy.
Should be your Kill on Stage one.
Why would they call it the Mammy Twin Bed? That's what I want to know.
Let me propose this. I will make room on that chair for you. Can I please have the roller chair? Sure. What is this, Kev?
Sam Jackson.
Oh, I mean, I know Sam.
It's just on a piece of paper.
And I'm going to move your...
Oh, here, I'll take it.
Right here.
You sure? Okay.
Alright, guys, ready to start the live in 3, 2, 1, action.
You're funny, Joe.
I agree.
He's the best.
Did you see what happened to Chris D'Elia, Angel? Have you been watching that?
You talking about the comedian?
Yeah.
No, he's been hitting up underage girls online.
Do you see the new development though?
No.
The girl sent part of the email, but not the part where he said, "Oh, you're underage. Never mind."
Oh.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. He did say that in the email.
She didn't put that part up.
Oh.
But he has too many instances where I believe that he's off the hook.
Yeah.
But the girl was like, "Okay, well, shoot, man, he was my favorite comedian, and I'm sorry I did a little bit of this for clout." I was like, "Man."
He did say a little bit of something.
Back this up a little bit because you were kind of like in and out of it.
Yeah, I saw Whitney Cummings. She washed her hands of that real
Bro,
quick.
all his friends turned their back on him.
Whitney was like, despicable. Can't stand him.
Never knew.
Don't even know the man for real, even though he was my co-star in my own sitcom.
What's up, y'all? Hello.
Hola.
Look at who you came to see.
Kev.
Is it on yours?
No, you got it. No, he got your water.
Jesus, I'm so hungry.
Listen, I did not have time to eat before I got here, so please know, as soon as I leave.
Soon as I
got to eat.
I make it up.
Hello, everybody.
What I gotta do.
Angel, enough. Don't be coming in singing good for real. I don't need this for my confidence.
You sing, Kev. You
No,
be
I don't.
having all the notes.
All wrong notes.
You just be screaming.
He ain't lying.
You be having all the notes. We had Luke James on my podcast.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
He can sing.
Come on. He
Maybe.
definitely got all the notes.
Did I type "Here's the thong"?
Here's the dong, da dong, dong,
Must have typed "Here's
dong.
the thong."
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Kobe.
Come on, man.
God rest his soul.
I know. I was like,
That was a brick. If there was any definition of a brick, that was it. Poster child of said brickery.
Joe, can you toss out the trash?
Don't bring Joe into this.
Give me one more
He's
time.
minding his business, eating his little bagel.
You about to build a house?
Pippin. Oh
One more time,
my.
Joe. One more time.
Could have given it to Steve Kerr, man.
All right, just put it
Oh
on.
my
yeah.
gosh, this percentage is just hellacious.
Not your calling.
Okay. Are you ready, Angel? Lakita Moore. Thanks, Lee.
I got my little handy dandy. Let me make sure everything's turned down. Tablet ready on the topics.
All right.
All right.
Where we starting at, Josh? Here?
We can start there.
Hello and welcome to Here's the Thing.
I say, I'm just going to cut you off real quick. I say we start here until one of the first dialogues or intros to the story, then I can cut away. That way I'm not fishing for camera attention.
You got it, champ.
On the...
You got it, dude.
Okay, as you were. Sorry.
I did.
Spice
I put
House.
lotion. He's a
Send me
whole
this.
fool.
Spice is great, man.
He
So
is
funny.
a whole fool.
He's
You can put it on the front of your desk. We can start doing that too.
There needs to be stuff on the front of the desk.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's because so much of the space.
We
Oh, I
can
didn't
put
think
that
of
too.
No. Don't.
Yeah.
Let's not. I
Yeah.
don't want to say that.
Right on the front of yours.
I don't want to do that.
Let's do that. I like that idea, Josh.
All right. Hello and welcome to Here's the Thing with Kev on stage and my co-host,
That chick Angel. What's
that
up?
chick Angel. This 100K Angel now.
What? Come on, what you say now? I'm like
100K.
111. I think I'm 111 now.
Angel had the babies blowing up the balloons.
Mm-hmm.
She
We
put
have
them to work
we haven't taken the picture yet, but we are going to.
immediately.
Thank you, stage crew. Y'all know how to. Y'all show up and y'all show out.
Stage crew had your back. Okay, Angel.
What's up?
Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
No Name.
Ugh.
She's in the news. She deleted her tweets.
Oh, she did.
Josh is
Josh has
in
been
heaven now.
He's like,
Josh is in heaven.
retribution.
So classic mistakes. Let me pull up the tweets. Let me back up.
Back it up
I didn't know why J. Cole went at her
until
okay.
we saw the tweet.
until now. Josh said she had to have subbed him, and I was like, nah,
Absolutely.
man, maybe J. Cole was in his feelings. So she tweeted the end of May, poor black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety, and y'all favorite top-selling rappers not even willing to put a tweet up. Racial slurs, whole discographies be about black plight, and they nowhere to be found. So this is what triggered Jeremiah Cole.
Because what did they say? Hit dogs.
Hit dogs holler.
There you go.
Right? So then No Name was feeling herself. I
Again.
joined her Patreon.
Oh, look
I
at
joined
you.
the book club. I was
Look
like,
at you,
man,
Kev.
I joined the book club. Then yesterday, or 2 days ago,
Mm-hmm.
she said, booga, 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 abolish the police, booga, 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 Jay-Z the feds. Okay? That didn't get her out of here.
Mm-mm.
She made the grave mistake, Angel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was a picture or tweet of Angela Davis speaking out behind Bulletproof Glass, Madison Square Garden, 1972.
Mm-hmm.
No Name retweeted it
Yeah.
and said, I wish Angela got the love Beyonce gets. And from there, it was all downhill.
Of course.
I didn't even know she deleted her tweets. You went to look up the tweet.
I did, and no name turned to no words because I kept trying to push the thing up, and I was like, where are the tweets? What is going on? Is there an explanation?
Angel thought she was a mom. She was like, how y'all Twitter's been working? My
don't know how
Twitter's
to
been,
use
it ain't been working. I don't
did.
see no tweets. So Josh texted me last night and was like, No Name deleted her tweets. And I was like, what happened? She was like, she subbed Beyonce. She didn't even sub. She outright made the social media cardinal sin of black people going at Beyonce. Now, here's the thing. Beyonce's not above reproach.
She's not.
Okay, when she made her Ivy Park launch,
Mm-hmm.
her own fans went at her for not having enough plus-size women. And she didn't really say nothing.
She was
Her
like,
people behind closed doors was like, yeah, we kind of messed up, right? But celebrities are 0 for a million going at Beyonce.
You know, people just hate on Beyonce. They just hate on her. And she ain't out here doing nothing to nobody. Like what did she do to No Name for No Name to be like, let me put you and your husband?
You know what I think it is? This is what I personally think.
Please.
No Name is a communist. She said this. This is not me putting this on her.
This is true.
And to a lot of people, Jay-Z and Beyonce represent the capitalist part of America.
Yeah.
And therefore, they can never be above reproach because they're billionaires. There's a lot of people who believe there should be no billionaires. Even together shouldn't be billionaires. So the fact that Beyonce is just as famous and as rich as she is, that upsets people a lot of times, right? So I think for No Name, maybe it's that.
That's bull. That's bull. And this is why it's bull, because it's not as if Jay-Z and Beyonce are out here changing the government that has already been in place. Like, if you're going to be upset with capitalism, I get it. I understand there's a lot of things about capitalism that I don't like. That's the main reason why slavery and racism still affects us today is because of us living in a capitalist society. But how does you putting my sis in your mouth? You're like a big kid.
I'm so sorry.
Joe's out of here. He just told me he'll be in the car.
Oh, I wasn't even on the camera.
No.
So I could have been fixing it.
You know, you're making the noises,
no,
so I just
Okay.
put you on
I
blast.
mean, making all the noise, just disrespectful. You like No Name.
I'm
When
sorry.
nobody paying you, so you were like, let me just make some noise because nobody's paying me.
I gotta
no
do
mind.
something else with Fred. It will not stay.
It's because he's Mr. Miyagi. Put him inside of a bonsai
It
tree.
will not. I need to move it far away, way over here.
This is just terrible.
I'm never gonna touch it again.
Don't touch it again.
I'm not gonna touch it again. Okay, go ahead. I'm
but
sorry.
how does putting Beyonce's name in your mouth or Jay-Z's name in your mouth change capitalism? It does not change
Right.
anything. It's just you
Right.
being petty and about to get you dragged because Beyonce fans be having time. They might not have time, but they will make all the time.
Man,
I will start an account for my child to just go at her. Beyonce. Do you understand? I was like, no studying today. Get to Twitter. Time to drag No Name.
So there's a lot of thoughts I have on this.
Tell me all of them.
Okay, so my first thought is, it's with Twitter overall, right? This situation just proves there's literally nothing you can do. You can't please everybody,
Right.
right? No Name, I don't think there's anything Jay-Z and Beyonce could have done that would have made No Name happy, right? Outside of give all their money away. And I don't think that'd make Jay-Z and Beyonce happy.
Right.
Right? So there's always going to be something you do. Like, it's like the whole thing with J. Cole. It's like, if he doesn't put a tweet up, we get mad he didn't put a tweet up. If he puts a tweet up, it's all you did is put a tweet up.
Right.
If he goes and protests and he doesn't show himself protesting, is you don't even protest. If you go and protest and put a picture up, oh, now you're glamourifying the protest. It's like you can't win.
You cannot win.
If you donate money and it's only a Virgil, we hate Virgil. If it's two Virgils, you have enough. If you donate too much, oh, now you're just throwing money at a problem.
Right,
It's
right.
like no matter what you do, and this is what I think this is what I think about the internet. Okay, so say you're a Beyonce fan, I'm not, right?
That's a tragedy, but go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right, and Josh is a person. If he says something about Beyonce positive, you say, yes, Josh. And I say, man, see, everybody always bigging up Beyonce. If he says something negative about Beyonce, I'm like, see, finally, people on my side. And you're like going at him. And what happens is there's millions of both of us.
Yeah.
So no matter what you do, it feels like the whole internet is at you, but it's really on the people that disagree with you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? But that always feels like everybody. And that's what I think happens with No Name. And I mean, Angela, we were talking about this with Melissa, and she was like, it's almost unfair to say I wish Angela Davis got the love Beyonce gets.
It is unfair.
Why do you think it's unfair?
It's two different lanes altogether. Yeah. Angela is not out here trying to make people fall in love with her. That's never been her job. Her job has been about fighting for equality, fighting for the people. Beyonce's out here trying to get album sales. So she is trying to get people to fall in love with her because she's trying to get people to give her coins. They both have two different intentions, two different goals. So to say that you wish somebody got love that is a pop star, Angela Davis ain't never tried to be nobody's pop star. She's out
Right.
here fighting for the people. And I don't know of anybody who has fought for black people that has been loved That even Martin Luther King was hated when he was alive.
And there was black people who were like, bro, just shut up.
Right.
Like, and there was black slaves who were like, bro,
we good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Just chill. I'm chilling. Right. So I do agree with that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was to piggyback off of what you were saying. Now, granted, it sounds hypocritical because I now have a job where I am giving my opinion on what other people do on the internet. But I feel like we feel like our opinions are needed at all times. And that is what causes you feel the whole world against you. It's because you felt as if your opinion was needed in the conversation. And
you mean No Name?
Yes, and I feel like your opinion should really only be in the conversation if it's going to move the conversation forward. And I don't think that's what she's doing.
Okay. Do you... with these tweets about Beyonce?
About Beyonce, about Jay-Z, about J. Cole, she's not moving the conversation forward. She even apologized for being distracting.
Yeah.
She apologized for being distracting because I said it
distracted again.
I even brought it up when we had it on the podcast. I said, I will say that this is distracting. This is distracting from whatever our goal is as America in this time. This is kind of distracting to be calling out rappers, yada, yada, yada. Like, even though I understood her viewpoint, it's still distracting. This is yet another distraction if her goal is to be a activist. I just... bothers. That bothers.
And that's what Cole was saying, man. He was like,
you just love it. No, Cole.
He's like, I'm not one to be qualified for this, so I'm gonna just roast myself first to get this going. But careful how you talk to people. People are watching you, and especially after that whole thing, literally the microscope focused on her every move. She got so many new fans and everything after that people had no idea who she was, and the same people that went to bat for her on the Cole thing are the same people that came right back after. That's that shame pod that just floats around, man.
Shame pod?
That's the shame pod.
It's a mist of shame going around. I still think J. Cole was wrong. Like he
definitely terrible time.
That doesn't.
I still think he was wrong, and that. But see, this is what Inside Out. You've seen Inside Out?
The movie with the emotions.
Yeah.
Nah, I sat that one out. I know my kids have seen it, but go ahead.
It's so good because in the beginning of life, your emotions are pure. Joy, anger, sadness. As life moves on, things are not as cut and dry as that. Is that Melissa? Has to be Melissa.
It is her.
So my Melissa always says this as she comes. Two things can be true.
Right.
J. Cole could have been right in saying, you guys are making me feel like this. Hey, baby. Sorry. Hey. Did you have coffee? Oh. So J. Cole could have been right in saying, y'all are trying to make me this woke rapper. I'm really not that. I don't feel comfortable talking about things I don't want to talk about. And he could have been wrong saying, and Queen, watch your tone.
Yeah, absolutely.
No Name, I feel like she kind of called J. Cole to the fire. And I think there's I get it, but here's what I think it is.
Tell me.
I think it's becoming clear. I think we try to police people's responses and people's activism.
Absolutely.
And everybody is not the same.
Is that based on our expectation of them publicly?
Yes. So much of our frustration with celebrities and celebrity culture is how we think they should respond.
Absolutely.
And when they don't, we don't like it. Case in point, a large contingent of the Christian people are not like Kev today. You let that woman get on this, and soul ties ain't real. I got me soul tie. Soul ties ain't real. What's his name? Gia. What's his name? I mean, they're mad. Kev, somebody said, I'm disappointed in you, Kev. Like, I didn't even say nothing.
Like,
you allowed it.
The platform to say it.
You let a black woman talk without stopping her? It was a white lady, too. I'm disappointed. I bet you are, Linda.
That's Karen.
But it's because people have an idea of me, and they want me to act in that way.
Absolutely.
I often purposely upset that just to remind people I'm me.
You're your own person.
I'm not going to do what you think I should do all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to do what I think I should do all the time. You're disappointed in me? Guess what? So am I. Get in line. You know how many times over coronavirus I've had ice cream for dinner and then had dinner and then had more? You know how many pints of Haagen-Dazs mango been put away in a sitting? Oh, you're disappointed? Have you ever cried into a pint of ice cream? I'm disappointed. I should be in better shape. Get in line. I disappoint myself daily. My children daily. My wife daily.
So
you think I care if a stranger's disappointed in me?
They're hoping you do.
You know how many times my butt is out?
Oh, Kev.
And my kids walk by, they're like, your butt's out. And I'm just embarrassed and shamed. My butt's out all the time. You think that's not disappointing?
Kev, how did we get to your butt? We are talking
my butt's
about
out right now.
You don't feel that breeze, Kev?
I feel it. And I feel my butt like, man, this is a good convo. You know what? Here's what I want to say. I should be covered up by underwear. I'm not right now. I'm poking out the top. Sorry.
Yeah.
You
just went there. Yeah. But yes, people get disappointed when they put expectations on you that are unrealistic. Point blank in a period.
And so, Angel, No Name said something that I thought was really interesting. So after the microscope, which I think is a good point, No Name was flying under the radar.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know.
I heard she'd been subbing Beyonce for a while now, though.
Really?
But now people are listening, though, and I think that's why it just went overboard.
Oh, so she been talking about my girl.
I believe
She been
so.
talking about sis.
I believe so. I need to double check that.
See, little girl need to sit down. Now, see, we get real. We read a couple of books, okay, and then we start feeling like we know everything. That's the problem. You feel me? Because we think that we know the shoes that everybody has walked in. We think we live with people just because they're famous. We think we wake up with them just because they're famous and they show us some pictures on Instagram. Okay. They drop a couple of personal albums and we think we know all of their walk. Okay. But we don't know.
Angel don't even know what she said, John. All she heard is she subbed who? When?
When?
I don't even know what sub means, but I can tell you right now, I don't like it.
$5 foot long, huh?
I don't like it. What you're not about to do is sit here and tear down a queen that is actually trying.
Over that turkey club. Absolutely not.
Over here with subs.
Subtweet.
It's y'all told me subconsciously putting some stuff
Angel.
subline, subtext. You're subtexting. You're subtweeting. I get it. Don't listen. She gonna get it. That's why she got drugged. That's why she didn't have to erase everything.
Oh, so what happened after the microscope moment? No Name then tweeted, because I've been following No Name for a while, and she said, "Man, y'all are making me this revolutionary. A lot of times I just be tweeting my high thoughts." You know, she said, I be getting high and tweeting and y'all, you know, you're making it out to be more. And that's what happens. It's like when the attention comes to you, then everything is now, you know. So Beyonce's used to that.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's as famous as that. Apparently, No Name might have went at Meg earlier. Like, y'all going to Meg's, the Stallion shows, but y'all don't show to mine.
That's this baby's heart.
But here's what I want to say. This is kind of what
She needs to love on herself.
This is the thing.
What is it, Cam?
You can't win.
You can't.
No Name was celebrated for 7.5 minutes.
You can win, actually.
How?
By not being pious. By being like, what does that mean?
Pious, religious, holier than thou.
Yeah, that's what J. Cole said.
Oh, wow.
Yes. By, like you said, you have to constantly remind people, because you're always getting new people filtered in, who you are. You have to constantly make sure people understand, this is who I am. Don't get confused. I understand you can start trying to fill in the blanks. Pause on that. I'm trying to tell you who I am. Because as long as you allow people to define who you are, yes, they are going to, like you said, they're going to join the disappointment train because they have put expectations in your head, in their head, that you never said that you were going to meet ever. With everything going on, I made it very clear. You will not catch me at one protest. Absolutely not. Coronavirus is running around. But what I will do is I will put my money behind.
You said that you weren't going to protest?
Dead serious.
So you hate black people.
Listen, if that's what y'all want to think, oh well, I'm gonna be all right. I will still be all right. I have a child who has asthma. I have a 70-year-old mother who has diabetes. I will not be out here in these COVID streets yelling to the top of my lungs, breathing in everyone else's breath. But some people might have had the expectation, Angel, you say you blackity black. How come you ain't out here for the cause? Just because I'm not going to do it don't mean you can't go ahead. Have a good time. Have a good time. But if you're like me, you don't want to be out here in the streets. These are some of the organizations that I have donated to. These are some of the petitions that I have signed. I'm going to remind you again, I will not be out here. Don't be looking for a post because it's not going to happen. So I feel like that's the way you can win, is being honest constantly, about who you are. And don't worry about who other people are. Mm. It's I feel like it's the duality of both. I'm not worried about. I'm not going to worry about what Kevin Fredericks is doing. I'm not even worried about what Beyonce is doing, as much as I love her. I mean, I was worried at the beginning of COVID because she wasn't around. And I was like, does she got it? Is she okay? Beyonce, just tell me you okay. But after that, I'm not worried about what other people are doing. I just have to make sure in my heart of hearts that at the end of the day, I've done what I felt like I was led to do. That's how you win.
I think that's also how you don't get canceled. Right? Mm-hmm. Jenna Marbles.
Oh.
YouTube OG.
Yeah, she's been out here for a minute.
She's been out here for a minute. It always comes from Twitter. People were hitting her up on Twitter and saying, you need to apologize for this racist content. I actually had followed Jenna Marbles and wasn't aware of any of those videos. Uh-huh. Not the slut shaming one, not the racist Asian one, not the Nicki Minaj blackface. Also, I just want to say, blackface to me is the Drake thing, mm-hmm. right? I don't think I've ever classified like what Robert Downey Jr. or Jimmy Kimmel done as like getting into costume as a black person. Mm-hmm. That wasn't. I never, for me personally, mm-hmm. Kevin, for me, mm-hmm. that never hit me as blackface as much. Ted Danson. He was in blackface. Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, I didn't classify that as blackface. Poor taste, yes, all that. But I didn't consider that blackface. So what Jenna did was put a lot of tan. Kim Kardashian's always in blackface.
Come on.
If that's blackface. Constantly. Have you seen her hands?
Are they as dark as mine? Is that how much spray tan she's got on?
This is
Kim Kardashian's saying because she doesn't put the stuff on her hands. Yeah.
She had a picture a month or so ago. It was like, my hands are so white. And that was me reading her caption. I was like, yo, you are not as brown as you seem. Yeah. She's in perpetual brown face.
Oh, yeah.
Right? She's super light. And then Robert Downey Jr., somebody in the comments just mentioned that. Black people are not mad about Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, mainly because the joke wasn't on black people. Mm-hmm. The joke was on white people, mm-hmm. right? Which the whole point of blackface was it was white people putting on blackface to mock black people, yes. right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, and it was the like dark black with the red lips and the white, the white eyes. Mm-hmm. So she's one of the probably top 10 of OG YouTubers.
Right.
She apologized for everything and possibly the most genuine celebrity apology I've seen. Mm-hmm. That wasn't I cheated on my wife and I did my mouth. She showed the videos. Uh-huh. She was like, I prior to this one a couple years ago. If you're mad, I understand. Mm-hmm. I was trashed then. It's 2012, 2013. I was going through a lot. I didn't realize this was racist. Or in this case, I actually did realize it was racist. I just thought it was funny. Yeah. I see it's not funny now. This girl almost had a breakdown.
She looked like it. She looked like she had been crying into her Apple laptop the entire time. Like, hilarious. Let me just pull up this file. Okay.
But she actually stopped crying, stopped the video and cried and came back no tears.
Yeah, good, because I am tired of these white tears now, Kev. I'm drowning. I over here trying to stroke through them. I almost didn't think I was going to make it through the video just because of how pitiful she sounded. And I was just like, oh, dear gosh. But there is something about being accountable. Granted, when she was like, this is from 2011, I said, you didn't know it was wrong in 2011? I thought she was going to be like, I forgot that YouTube ain't been around that long. But I was like, 2011? You didn't know this was wrong? Baby, how you not know this was wrong? Yeah, I do appreciate the sincerity of the apology. It is strange to me that like now people who have followed her are like, now you need to apologize. Like if she knew it was wrong when she privated it,
Oh yeah.
you could apologize back
She's
then.
like, I'm not gonna draw no attention to it. But just be quiet, man.
I'm just not. I mean, that's the only thing that I'm just like, yo, pimp, I get it. In 2020, everybody's like, let me go ahead and clear out these skeletons in this closet because y'all gonna find them. So let me just introduce you to Fred. He's my racist skeleton. And this is Gene, my sexist skeleton. This is the one, he doesn't like the Asians. And a part of me is just like, it is very convenient that it's happening now. I would have definitely appreciated it if when she made them private,
if she said something then.
Yeah, she should have said, yo, I was looking at this video and man, this is pretty much this trash of me. I'm going to do better instead of canceling herself now. Go ahead.
So I agree. The thing that's interesting about her, she was like, I got one for everybody. I got black people, I hit y'all with the Nicki Minaj. My bad. Right. Asian people, I said ching chong wing wong. I was like, girl.
She did.
I mean, dang. Children know that.
Right.
And she said, and for the white women, I got y'all on the slut shaming. I was like, this girl done hit the racist. She got a racist triple threat.
Yeah.
I'm hitting from three. I'm dunking. I'm stealing. I'm blocking. I'm all around, bro.
Man.
I got my people. I got Asian. I got blacks. What y'all want?
Like I'm in the triathlon and I'm winning.
I'm the Lance Armstrong of racism. I'm a decathlete. I get some disabled racism. Let me go back.
Let me go.
2009. I got something in a wheelchair. Like, bro, I could get y'all offended. Right, and the thing is, here's what you can do. You can build an empire off of that.
That's what she did.
Then course correct. Now it's podcasting my dogs. You know, she's like, man, that stuff.
I've already made the money off of that, so my bad.
60 million views, 20 million views.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why it bothers me. You have already reaped the benefit of your trash behavior.
Right.
And now that it's popular to apologize, it's just like, okay, let me get my crying on. I can do that. I'm a white woman. I've got tears, right? Let me press the button. The tears will flow. And now let me apologize. But I feel as though she could have, I would have appreciated the apologies had they came prior to the pressure of everyone.
Here's another interesting thing somebody in the comments said.
Please.
I didn't like the fact that no one in the comments were focused on the people she disrespected. Everyone was just upset that her fave is being criticized. Let me tell you what I hate. The non-offended party accepting the apology that wasn't meant. You ain't the person she's apologizing. It's fine, Jenna. You don't need to do it. You do need to do this.
Yes.
You absolutely do. She ain't talking about you.
They don't want her to do it because then they would have to do it for all the stuff that they've done when they thought it was cute when she did it. They're like, you don't got to apologize for blackface because I have a bunch of Halloween costumes that probably are going to be very offensive, and I don't want to have to be accountable for those. That's why.
Now here's my other question for you, Angel.
Give me the question, Kev.
Where do you allow for growth?
Always.
Right? Okay, I'm curious. What does that mean? Always.
I think everyone is allowed the opportunity for growth. I do question whether or not growth is real when you are growing when everybody else seems to be like, I'm on this growth. There are certain things that I just feel like don't take a national pandemic, a whole revolution for people to be able to see is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I always think, because there were periods of time where there was a lot of stuff that a lot of Americans were doing that were wrong, especially towards the LGBTQ plus community, right? Where we're all having that growth. So I even accept growth when it comes to things that could have been said towards black people that you now look back and are like, hold on, that might not be right. But when you do it when it's convenient, I don't honestly believe it's growth. I feel like it's convenient. It's just that. Like, do you truly feel that way, or do you feel hurt because you know that people now look at you differently?
I think that's a good point. I think you could. It's like good business.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, but also perfect time.
Yeah.
To get ahead. I'm gonna just go ahead and say, because if she does it at the time she privates it, what happens is you draw people who weren't aware of it to it. Right. So now you've got people who I actually subscribed to her and I hadn't thought about Jenna Marbles in
me either.
years.
Me either.
Right. When I first started, All Deaf used to come up all the time. But the thing that I hate about YouTube, you watch one video and then it's like, oh, you like this person again?
Come on and watch all
it's
of
like
it.
1,000 things. I said, Brian, but I think about Jenna Barbara. Actually, Apology video did 4.5. She said I might take it down, but you know,
She gonna get
wait
them
till it
coins.
But
tapers off.
that,
Right.
that rev's going up. This
Yeah,
week,
she
you
gonna
know?
get that money real quick. She didn't allow herself to have real growing pains.
Right.
Like she's feeling some of the pain right now, but had she done it back in the day, she would have allowed herself some for real growing pains that would have potentially been permanent, that would have probably kept her from doing the other trash videos that she did. She possibly would have only made one racist video rather
Absolutely.
than 3.
So here's a couple interesting things. People in the comments are talking about Jeffree Star and why he's not canceled. Are you familiar with Jeffree Star?
He is. Does he do makeup?
Yeah.
Yes.
White dude, gay.
White. Yes. Blonde
I'm gonna tell
hair.
you why he's not canceled. Because the offended people, the people he offends are not his fan base. He always goes at black people. His fans are white. They're not offended by that stuff. So he's racist.
What did Jeffries say it?
Oh, Jeffrey's been consistently racist.
I had no these are I know who he is, but I don't have no time to fool with these folks.
You got kids.
I got kids, right? And
She didn't even know what subtweet meant.
Multiple
I still
kids.
really don't.
She has 4 children.
4 of
You think
them.
she has time to look up Jeffree Star
I
videos?
don't have time to look up these little privileged white folk that feel like they can say whatever they want to on YouTube to make a dime. I don't. I mean, I do now because it's my job. But what did Jeffrey say?
Everything.
Jeffrey should be canceled, but his people ain't.
So Mark Kelly said at this rate, in a couple years, someone's going to try and cancel Kev for his old comedy videos when he was wearing a wig. I never did that. You know what's funny about that? I don't think you can.
He's like,
You can't cancel me. I canceled myself. So interestingly enough, the reason we did those wig videos is because Melissa, Jay's wife and Ant's wife, refused to be in the videos. They were like, we're not, they weren't against them. They're just like, we're not funny. We're not doing that. And we were always big fans of Martin. And when Martin did all those characters, I don't remember any flack about him wearing a wig.
Of course, it was the 90s.
Yeah. And when Tyler Perry first came out, there was hardly any flack. Now, the longer and longer he did Madea, the more flack. Eddie Murphy, Nutty Professor, no flack for paying. I mean, hilarious. Hercules, was all funny, right?
Yeah.
Then, not so funny, right? Then it's stereotyping black women. That was somebody said delete them now. I don't have the password to that YouTube channel, so
They ain't going nowhere.
I can't delete them.
They ain't going nowhere.
But I thought that was funny at the time. There's people who still do that today.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't do it because I didn't stop doing it because I didn't stop because I was like, this is offensive, right? Because I never felt like I was downing black women. I more stopped because I felt I don't want to be held to this, and it became less and less. People were calling me gay and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, everybody told me gay. I'm not gay. I'm not. Some dude called me effeminate, and I was like, okay, this is 4 syllables. I don't even know what effeminate means. I had to look it up.
It's too much, too many adjectives.
But I was
My
like,
name is Kev.
Low key was partially I didn't want effeminate meaning showing characteristics typical of a woman, unmanly. I didn't think it was cool anymore. I also didn't want to be pigeonholed into black men wig comedy. Like it became a negative thing, and I was like, bro. And this is probably, man, we ain't probably done that in a long time. And I always kind of felt uncomfortable. I was like, this is dumb. And then there was people who didn't think that was dumb. Tyler Perry was like, bro, I'm getting rich over here.
I'm going to keep doing it. And I mean, I don't know. Everybody has a right to be offended by what they're going to be offended by. I'm not so much offended by that because I don't relate to as far as in like, I know I am not the person you are playing. You are playing a caricature of something. But I do feel like it was like a wave where it felt like all male comics were like, what I'm gonna do is make a woman into a jester and take the lowest common denominators of these like poor educated women and make it into a joke. I think that overall is what became offensive, is because it just became like there was no became no creativity in it. It was
Yeah.
just like, how can I play the
It was
dumbest
just
version?
like, yeah, girl.
Right.
You know, it was a cheap joke.
Yes,
It was
exactly.
a cheap, easy, low hanging fruit
Yes.
joke. And I remember wishing Melissa and them would. It's the funny thing. The church girls, they were based off of our homegirls who were church girls. But we never put in hardly any thought into those characters. It was just like, this is what y'all be doing, huh? It's funny. But it was a very short-lived career, probably less than a year even of making those videos. I did a natural hair video that was funny. Let me see when that was.
He was like, let me just
When
tell
I cut
you.
my hair, I cut my actual hair. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you too.
Oh,
Remind me about All Deaf. and
I
I'll
will
tell
remind
about
you about All Deaf. Yeah,
So natural hair girls be like, this is probably the last time I even put a wig on. This was
Like last week?
2013.
Oh.
And I cut my hair. I was making a joke, and I don't know why I cut my real hair. I had the clippers on for real. Like, I couldn't have added a clipper sound in post. And I cut a chunk in my real head.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you never seen this? You weren't a fan of mine in 2013? Cool.
I think I was finally like, YouTube, stop showing me all of his stuff. I watched one of his videos. Ugh.
All Deaf, right? There was a scenario where a girl was in one of our more racy videos. Girls kiss girls for the first time or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically was like, this is years ago. She was like, hey man, like, bro, I know I did this, but low key it's kind of making my life hard. Like, in my culture, this ain't funny. This ain't cool. Like, can y'all take it down? Right. So I was like, cool, take it down. Like, you know, it took a little bit more convincing of the powers that be, because it's a very popular video. But they took it down 2 videos she was in, because they were kind of like, man, we paid her and she signed the thing. Like,
yeah,
keep it up.
Stand up.
And I
Yeah.
was like, bro, also like, we paid her $150.
Right.
Like, it's not life-changing money.
Right.
And she's also saying this is hurting her actual life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, come on, let's be better than that. So they take it down, right? So then when All Deaf gets purchased, it gets back up again. And she reaches back out. And she's like, bro, I'm just getting good.
Right.
Can y'all take it down again? So I told the people, hey, man, take this down again. And then I was like, low-key, not even low-key. Mid to high key, highest of keys.
Okay.
There's a lot of All Deaf videos that are trash.
Very, very bad.
I would say majority of your library is, or I remember watching a video of Whose Butt Is Real.
That's the one that started it all.
Whose butt is real? And it was women standing in bikinis and a dude determining whose booty was real. And I was like,
I don't know who was running that.
They made this video, edited it, and put it up. Yeah. I will definitely say that majority of y'all's prior to maybe Great Taste,
Literally.
trash.
Is it true? And for the first time, were 90% either racial or sexual stereotypes being tested?
Yeah.
And the thing was, we were trying so hard to find some footing in the world, like against Complex and BuzzFeed and all that type of stuff. But I remember we used to be in meetings like, bro, this is kind of, we're not really proud of this anymore. So we kind of all decided like, that's trash. We're not going to do it. And the audience was like, more racism, more sexism. So I hit the CEO up and was like, bro, low key, this was like a month or 2 ago. Cause I hadn't really thought about how bad they were. And I was like, bro, you should probably take all that stuff down.
Yeah.
You know, and I haven't even gone to check because this is bonus.
We're amongst friends.
We're amongst friends. My retainer ended, and therefore my care as well.
You were like, and I give.
But I was like, low key, yeah. I just like, bro, you probably like, this was trash then, but we didn't have for whatever reason, we didn't realize how trash it was, right? But this really doesn't reflect. And there's some people in them videos who are real actors and actresses now. And at that time, just trying to pay the rent. I get it. Right. So I told him like, yo, you should probably take those down. Now, whether he did it or not, let's just check.
You're like, let's find
I
out.
highly doubt they're gone.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
is it true butts?
I was flabbergasted that video actually exists. But that's the reason why I wasn't even on like watching any All Deaf digital
You wouldn't have been on You Can Spot a Fake Butt?
You know what? I think the first time I ever watched anything on All Def was when Meg and Tahir had a show together.
The Drop.
The Drop. That's when I finally was like, okay, this isn't terrible. That's what I thought originally. I was like, this is all terrible.
So my thing is, what I really like about All Def, probably the thing I'm the most proud of, is Great Taste. Great Taste was actually a fun show. It was lighthearted. It was talking about chicken nuggets.
It was great.
You know, it was great. But I think here's the thing, as they say. I think it's okay to think something is not okay, but I can see how you think something is funny at a time. Or actually, a better way to phrase it is not realize how problematic something is at the time.
Yes.
And then become aware of it.
Yes.
And be like, I get it now. Like No Name, for example. I didn't know this. She used to go by No Name Gypsy. And Gypsy is a racial slur to Romani people. Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
Right.
I thought Gypsy was like, you know, I didn't know that.
Right. It wasn't taught to you that way.
Yeah. So she dropped Gypsy from her name before I even knew who she was. Mm-hmm. I was reading up on her a couple months ago, and I was like, oh, she used to go by no name Gypsy. So you need to learn, like, this is misogynist, this is sexist, and you need to, that learning is to stop that behavior. Mm-hmm. And if YouTube is the case, like, stop profiting from that behavior. Right. Which is to delete those videos and whatever. As a comedian, I've made videos that I'm no longer proud of. Right. You know what I mean? Like, stuff I'm no longer, when I was at All Def, I was like, man, I got to do something. So here's the thing that people don't know. I was about to get fired all the time.
Why?
There were people there who didn't think a Christian could be the head of content. So low key, I think sometimes I might have let stuff go that I might not have been cool with completely, just to prove that I was like, you see, man, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And then I would cry in the car or die inside. Right?
I sold my soul.
Some stuff I was just like, oh my God. But this is the company. This ain't me, right, God? And God was like, no, don't look up here, bro. You were trash as well.
Yeah, you make a decision.
So I was really happy to move away from that stuff. But that's what happens when you grow. You be like, you know what, this is kind of trash. Like, I was trash when I was young. I thought this stuff was funny, and it's no longer. You know, I see the error in my ways. I think that's why I don't agree with cancel culture, because cancel culture doesn't allow people to grow. Right. And what happens is I made a lot of growth strides prior to the internet and social media. So people who think I'm without fault, it's not true. I just didn't have social media at the time. Like the way I used to think about gay people and stuff when I was younger church.
Because of the way that we were raised, what was instilled in us, doctrine and all that stuff.
You would be... You know, so by the time social media came out, I knew enough not to say the stuff I was taught in church.
Right.
And then later in life, my mindset started to change. But I'm almost 40 years old, still like finding out things today that are challenging. That's why I like having Candace on the show the other day, because I actually like to challenge my thought. And I realize a lot of people don't like that.
That's what I was about to say. That's the real problem. Like growth, everybody has to go through growth. No one comes into this world knowing every single thing right, because the world affects how we see things. So if the world is feeding you garbage, you will think that garbage tastes delicious until you get something right? But sometimes we get so addicted to the garbage, we don't want to have to modify our behaviors because
no, that's a good point.
But because it is difficult. It is sometimes difficult to look at yourself and to know, I have been a part of this problem. Yeah. I've been thinking that I was on this high horse above reproach, that I am a person that cares about people. I'm a person that does not want to see evil happen to folk. But I low key in some of my behavior and some of the language that I've used have actually been just adding pepper to the trash that people are eating. So a lot of times I think with cancel culture, the only reason why I understand why cancel culture happens is because a lot of people don't want to fess up to those mistakes until they're called out on them. People who are public figures who have made their money off of people appreciating their opinion, people buying into the things they do, a lot of times they don't like to fess up to their mistake until someone finds it out. Yeah. So that's the only reason why I understand why cancel culture happens, is because people are like, dude, you knew you did that. Like we have seen your evolution. So you know that what you did back then was wrong. But you gonna wait until we didn't have to sit here and research your goddamn tweets for the past 5 hours. You know you said it. So I think a lot of times it's a lot of times it's the pride that keeps people from wanting to say and being afraid. I can completely understand being scared of saying, you know what, back in the day, I tweeted something that was really terrible, because you don't want to see your fans leave. But at the end of the day, what's more important? Is it important to have your fans, or is it important to be able to stand up for something and to be an example in how growth can happen?
I think so. I think everything you said is correct. I saw a comment saying is it growth only if you don't make money? Kev made money off of growth. Now, I just want to be clear. All these videos, at least from All Def, these weren't all my ideas, right? Some of them even came from my boss. And at that, there's another thing too about life. There's how you feel at the moment, and then there's the confidence to speak about how you feel, and the ability to change something with your voice, right? So at that time in my life or career, I didn't have the confidence in my voice to say I actually don't agree with this, and even if I did, I didn't have the power to be like, you know what I mean? This is young Kev in the company, little to no thing. Like, people were still going up to my boss and Russell and be like, fire him. He's not right for the job. So part of me is like, and then mind you, we're just in LA. I'm like, bro, I got to feed my kids. This is my first real job. Like here, like, you know what I'm saying? So there's that fear. That's kind of how R. Kelly got away with stuff for so long, because the people around him weren't willing to be like, I'm going to go hungry for this. Because he's writing their checks. So they went along with something they probably knew was wrong, because it's their boss, right? It takes a bigger person, and a bigger person than I was at the time, to be like, this is trash. We should not, do it. So that's part of it. And what you said is true, that I think it's a lot harder for people to actually do, is just say, I was wrong then. This is wrong, and this no longer reflects how I feel. Because we always feel like people are trying to hold us to our past. For me, I feel like all of our days coming on Twitter where we're going to be the topic of, Angel, you book a couple movies in a row and you say, I ain't going out to protest. Yeah. People going to cut that out and be like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm going to stand by it then too. Know that. Okay? Our numbers is going up out here in California.
Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. D.L. Hughley got sick. We talked about this a little bit last time.
Right.
So my agent emailed, was like, hey, Ohio is supposed to open in August. Can we move this date to October? And I responded like, sure. I mean, but did you see DL, right? I said, you realize that the whole community, the whole industry now is completely set back. And he just emailed back, well aware. So I thought about it, and I was like, even DL. So what I watched after we did our podcast, because I hadn't seen this earlier, he was on Trevor Noah, and Trevor Noah asked him straight, like, what were you thinking? Right. And he was low-key just like, I wasn't. Yeah. I left a place where you can't even do stand-up at a show in LA. He said, I should have known when I went to one of them states where the people don't care about the governors don't care about the people. Come on. And the thing is, there's a coronavirus testing thing right around the corner from here that I'm going to get tested. Good. They're going to touch my brain. And he was like, he really screwed the pooch on this one, because DL don't even need the money.
He surely doesn't. He surely doesn't. Just selfish. Surely doesn't. Out here. I don't get it, y'all.
Movie theater, there's a Cinemark on Twitter yesterday. They showed the guy disinfecting the theater. They're like, look at our guy Mark. He's disinfecting the theater. Can't wait to see you guys back. Every tweet was like, what is he spraying? Does he know? He don't have enough PPE on. By the way, never going to the movies again. Y'all got to delete this. Yes. This is not going the way you want. So low key, after DL and then the public response, I was like, Kev, you might as well just hang it up for this year. Yeah. At least this year.
Listen, I said, when you can't, you were like,
Delta, y'all done told me?
What'd you say?
500 people at the Delta?
He was like, I'm going to go back on tour in August, Angel. I was like, here's the thing, will be done via Zoom. You go back on tour. Guess who? Here's the thing, Angel ain't going to be here. It's people. I mean, obviously nobody. I enjoy being around people. Like, I am an extrovert. I like being around folk. So I think people just don't want to be indoors no more, and I get it. But Corona don't care.
Corona is a selfish
crazy.
disease.
Corona
It does not care about my dreams.
Nobody's dreams. It has its own dreams. It wants to dominate the world, and it's achieving those dreams.
New decade, new me. Yeah, all right.
Listen, and I'm grateful that, and that's what I also had to think about. I got kids.
Yes.
You know,
2 of them.
2 kids.
2 whole kids, a whole wife. All of it. And you're going to be getting in a metal tube with people just breathing all their breath in the metal tube, circulating, then getting in front of however many people that come to your show. They ha into your direction. You ha back. Get back in the metal tube.
You be ha back too, Kev. I remember, man. I remember seeing it.
Right. Okay. And bringing all of them people, all those people coming back to your house. They in your carry-on. All they breath, all they germs.
That little Toomey, you know that little Toomey you use? I remember it, man.
All of it. It's just we're not at that place. I know we're all hopeful. I can't wait till we're back at that place, but I know it's not. Soon people were opening up states all quick.
Man, they closed. Texas was like, psych though. Never mind. You can't go to the bar no more.
No more.
We was tripping.
Yeah.
The governor would, and you know, so much of it is political. The doggone wearing of a mask is political because the president is like, you shouldn't wear it. It became a political issue. Like people are really like, I am choosing my political affiliation over my health.
Over your health and my health.
So, and unfortunately, all the states that are open are the red states because they're like, man, we got to be open for the economy. Yeah. Open as full as like Texas where you could do anything and everything. Mm-hmm. So I just can't in good conscience.
I know.
I just want to. I cannot do.
I know, Kev. Listen, I had dreams. I knew I was going to be a series regular this year on something, and I'm going to be real regular in my house. I'm going to be a serial regular, because I'm going to be pouring cereal for these kids. That's about it. Dreams got dashed on. I get it.
What happens to the podcast if you become a series regular?
I don't know. We'll figure something out. Like
Zoom.
No, we'll either, because everybody has a call time. So, you know, hopefully this is what my dream is, y'all.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Speak it into existence.
Come on. This is what's going to happen. Angel is going to be a series regular on a multicam show because those schedules are sweet.
This is a multicam show.
Yeah, come on. Hey, come on. Already walking in it.
It's a multi iPhone show. Sorry, you can take the cameras off and call somebody.
Yeah. You can't do that at NBC.
You can't do that with those real cameras.
You can't pick up those big cameras. Because you go in at like 9 or 10 o'clock. You get off at 3. So when I'm on that show, we would just have to shoot this a little bit later.
I can make it happen.
Yeah.
You're a series regular.
I would hope so. I would hope you'd be like, Angel, you need to choose. I hope you would not be that way.
Oh, no, you would choose the TV show.
Kev would choose that for you.
No, listen, I wouldn't even let Tony stay on tour with me when he could headline. I'm not letting you do this over series regular.
No, I want to do both.
We'll shoot it later.
Okay.
I want to use your fame to grow the podcast. It's a mutually beneficial thing.
And that's what I'm hoping,
You know what I'm saying? You get rich, you know what I'm saying? Angel from the show, Are We Them?
Yes.
It's a spinoff of This Is Us.
Are them the we?
Are we them? That's the show I'm gonna be on. Melissa spoke it already. Are we them?
I saw like Italy and France were down to like 69 new cases a day.
Oh, they were doing so good.
And 80, one or the other, 69 and 80, and it was like Texas had 6,798 cases in a day.
California did too. We had 6,000 and something in one day over the weekend.
We are the poster child of what not to do during a pandemic.
Yeah. And people are not if my friends, you know what, I ain't gonna call them out, but my friends just ain't doing right. That's why I ain't having nobody over for my birthday. All of my birthday activities are virtual. All of them.
Do you think you'd be different if you didn't have small kids and your mom in your house?
No, I wouldn't be different.
If it was just you and Marcus?
I wouldn't be different.
Really?
I'm not here to be sick. I'm not here for it. You know what I'm saying? It is not that I trust doctors like that. I do trust some science, and I do understand if you're saying that something is highly infectious, there are people that are asymptomatic. Because I get real mad when people are like, just put the thermometer up to the
That's
thing.
The thing with DL. He had it.
Listen, I was on a Zoom meeting with my singing my church choir. I sing praise team. And so they're about to start adding back. The church is going to be adding evening services in person, but only a few people can come. And they need 3 singers per service. And they were like, let us know if you all are comfortable and we'll start putting you all on schedule. I said, do not put me on the schedule.
We can handle this now.
Yeah, let's just FYI, I will not be there. And they were like, oh, okay. And then one of the people was like, but we can use the thermometer. If people are not having a fever and they got it, what's that gonna do? What we gonna do? I will sing to the Lord at home, okay? He can hear it there too. So, yeah, no, I'm sorry that your dreams were dashed, Kev, because
that's
I know
all this year really is.
Yeah, it's just kicking our dreams.
My dreams, everything I thought this was gonna be, and I'm not unusual. It's B. Simone's dreams.
Oh, B. Simone.
B. Simone is the greatest.
She is.
I have reversed course on B. Simone. B. Simone has flipped it. B. Simone has a free webinar.
Yeah, she said. She was like, so you can learn from my mistakes.
Mistakes you'll never have to make.
She's a smart girl.
B. Simone said, tragedies are... That woman's gay, by the way.
Ooh.
The woman who sang that song.
Are you serious?
She said, I'm a same gender loving woman because it's the will of God for my life.
Well, I had no idea.
What you talking? I learned that from Candace Marie Benbow.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
But B. Simone, she got tired of doing copy paste in her arts and crafts.
Hilarious.
When she was cutting out people's stuff and super gluing that thing up into a book.
And then that same paper, what she would do is market it out to everybody in every Barnes & Noble locally to you.
Yeah, she did. She was Kinko's. Call her Kinko's.
That girl done flipped her mistake.
She said, listen, let me fix it. She's smart.
I am not mad.
I like
What are you going to do? I like B. Simone.
I do.
What are you going to do? Lay down and die?
No, she ain't going to do it. She ain't going to do it. She has, let me tell you what was funny. Brand deal in the midst of pandemonium. I got to get away from all this. Private jet. Yes, she
partnered
did.
with whatever the company is.
Yeah.
I looked them up. I would take the brand deal right now. Private jet, me and my fam. A little bit of scandal, get me the private.
I would take a brand deal in a dinghy right now. It could be a company that sold dinghies. That chick Angel will do it. A little boat. It's a little boat.
The little inflatable on the outside, the ones that like all the military usually use when they be flying through the little dinghy.
It's a little.
Like
it's a little.
I just laughed because I want to be a part of the group. I had no idea what
I just now found out today that I say a lot of jokes that Kev laughs, but he doesn't know what the world I'm saying.
It was just marionette doll.
I
just didn't know.
A dinghy is a little boat. It's a little tiny boat. It's nothing luxurious.
D-I-N-G-I?
D-I-N-G-H-Y.
Now I would have known how to spell it. Now listen, that's what I don't know.
Oh, that's called
actually
a
dinghy connoisseur.
But this is a little boat.
Yes, that was the joke. It doesn't have. You see the joke? A private jet is luxurious. A dinghy isn't. And I would take the brand deal, even if it was just for a dinghy. Maybe I should have said a paddle boat.
I would have got. Don't change your jokes for me. Don't water them down for me. I'm the only one. Josh knew what a dinghy was.
Well, thanks.
I used to be smart.
You're still smart.
No, not in the presence of black women. It brings me back down a level. Did you get good grades in college?
What do you think?
I do. Were you 4.0?
For my second master's, I had a 4.0.
Second, Matt, you're not just gonna flex that.
2 master's degrees?
I do.
What are your?
Wait, did you get them at the same time or?
No, I got my second when I was pregnant with my twins.
You got a.
I did. Listen, no, I need to yell into that box for the debt I went into. Yes, I have a my first master's is a master's of fine arts in acting. So that I got.
Your MFA?
Yes, I have an MFA. I do. Thank you.
Nice.
Yes, and then my second one is a MA in arts administration. So I could run a whole nonprofit, like a arts nonprofit, because I want to one day. That's the only reason why I got
is credentialed.
Hey.
In all the things.
That's what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put my degrees down.
Bring the degrees out. Bring all the degrees. Take all the art down. It's a wall of degrees.
You are listen. You
I
are
have a bachelor's in sociology.
You got a soc degree.
I have a master's in Subway large sandwiches with a specialization in steak and cheese. And just like America, I got this huge business, and Angel is 10 times smarter than me.
No, but
That's why you and Megan's friends, because y'all was smart friends.
we little
Hey,
smart
what's the
girls.
square root of a million? I know it. 6.87.
That was
Stop.
terrible.
Stop.
You
stop.
walk into
but
that.
no, you're smart. Like
That
I
door
went
was
into
closed. You
debt
walked right
getting
into that
some of
door.
these degrees, and I should not have
Why not?
because I don't want this debt. Now that's the one. Let me tell y'all, and I probably shouldn't say it. If our president or somebody in his administration takes away these student loans, if they take away these student loans, listen, low key, high key, y'all gonna be like, Angel's acting real MAGA AF. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
cut away for a second. We cut back. She got a MAGA hat on. It's like, Angel, when did you put that on?
I mean, like, listen, you know, some of his policies are problematic, but I'm just saying, it's a lot of student loan debt. So, you know, listen, if he want to get this vote, that's the only thing he could be able to do. Then my whole family is swinging that way. Anybody in my house that can vote. Yeah. But yeah, no. What were you saying when you asked me if I got good grades? Why were you asking that? You don't remember?
No.
I can see it in your face.
I was searching for it, but there's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of recipes and sandwiches.
But
There's meatball marinara. There's BLT. You know,
All
I was
of
thinking
it.
about the little bacon bit.
I'm sad. I wanted to do stand up.
I know, Kev, but listen, you got.
Then you shouldn't have a seat.
Hey-oh.
It's done though.
Nice
Yeah.
show, nice.
It's done.
It's done, but don't worry. Stand up will come back, and you
Will
be- It'll look different. It'll
I'm
look
actually
different.
working on a show with Brennan.
I was about
A
to say, are
social
you work-
social distancing stand up comedy show.
I was going to ask you if you were working on a show with Carl Payne.
We didn't even tell y'all about that.
We didn't.
Oh my god.
My God, my God.
What happened?
Boy, Joshua.
What did I miss?
Me and Angel did an interview with Carl Payne, who
And
plays Cole on Martin.
And it wasn't supposed to be an interview.
It was supposed to be 3 people talking about comedy. We did it for this Juneteenth celebration. Bruh. When we tell you Carl Payne did not want to talk about Martin,
He wanted to talk about his stand-up career.
What is he expecting that conversation to be?
About his stand-up career, about him not going to Juilliard because he decided to go to
Man.
Howard, about Stanislavski, about acting methods.
Uda Hagen.
Uda Hagen. Yes, he brought up
Respect for acting.
Uda Hagen. The fact that he doesn't do comedy.
So here's what it was embarrassing. Me and Angel, neither of us knew he did stand-up comedy. Did you know?
You saw I said, he said, I'm a comic. I said, stand up? And then he said, yeah, I was working on a special. You got enough material for a special? This is the questions that I'm asking out loud that should have stayed in my head.
So the question was, hey, how has comedic acting changed since Martin? He was like, well, as a stand-up comic, we were like,
Sir?
because I've seen all the flyers in LA. I ain't seen
multiple
nobody.
flyers.
One of my friends that says she saw him. And it was exactly the way you thought it would be.
Does Tony know about him? I feel like Tony's.
No, I'm guaranteed. He ain't been on Tony Baker and Friends.
Mm-mm.
So we proceed to try and have a conversation with the 3 of us
Not about Martin.
about other things.
About comedy of any sort.
Well, maybe you guys could have picked some game up from his stand-up expertise.
No.
I don't know.
It became all about him, and the interview was so bad, they just didn't air it. This is the worst part.
No, no. Let's go back. That's not the worst part because you kind of skated over it. He literally told a joke during the interview that was almost verbatim from Dave Chappelle's special.
The one that just came out?
Yes.
And he
Like we didn't see that.
Like we weren't a part
Everybody
of
was
the
talking
50
about
million.
y'all saw y'all know Chappelle? Sir.
Sir, guarantee you.
I was sitting
everybody
there
was talking
texting
about
Kev like, wait a minute. Like, this is literally within the first 7 minutes of that special. He said this joke. And he really went in there. He went into the joke. And Kevin won it. And won it. He was like, Kevin added a tag to the joke. I was like, this is crazy. But what was the worst part?
So the worst part, the producer texts me on the side and is like, yo, can you and Angel do this again So I want y'all to fake get off this Zoom. So he leaves, and then y'all stay on and re-record a new interview.
Did you say absolutely not?
No, I did it.
We did. We both had to pause
We're
our
like,
cameras.
all right, y'all. All right.
Pause the
Stop
cameras.
video.
And then his screen had froze, so his face never went away. So I was over here worried, like, is he staring at us? Is he waiting? Does he know that we're here?
He got frozen on the strong face.
He was like, I was like, I was like, scared. I can still see his face.
Bruh, they had to refresh it. We like, you got to take it off. I can't. It's like it's like a ghost looking over me.
Oh my!
It was the worst experience ever. They said, we'll talk to his team. Don't worry about it. I'm like, bro, I'm never going to be able to talk to him again.
Listen, I will. I'll be like, they thought it was trash.
You guys pretend to hang up a phone call, waiting for your other friends to come on the phone.
Yes, that
Low
petty.
key, I did that on my Zoom birthday party. I wanted my grandma and them to go, and my mom. I was like, okay, bye. We're leaving, guys. And then we got off, and then we got on another call with just our friends.
That's terrible.
My
Your
grandma
poor
didn't put her teeth in. She didn't care.
She's at the house.
I want
it's family.
teeth for my birthday. You don't care about it if you're not willing to put
She's
your teeth
at
in.
home during a pandemic.
Happy birthday, baby. What's the gum? That's your That's all I see.
I told Marcus, I said, I don't think I'm supposed to be on this call. I said, this is
My
all
wife
Kevin.
invited Angel. My grandma ain't got her teeth in. It's a whole thing. Angel's doing her hair. My grandma's sucking on imaginary gum.
You
My
better
dad-
give your grandma
my
her
dad-
flowers right now,
My
Kevin.
dad's face is all in the screen. He's covering up half the thing.
What about your mom?
My dad is telling my mom can't see. She's legally blind.
Yeah.
She's Donna Ghetto.
I love her, bro.
I'm legally blind. I cannot see. She doesn't live her life like that.
That's
So
great.
my dad is reading off every person in the Zoom to my mom while my grandma's teeth are out.
He's reading the chat out loud.
It was the worst.
This is why I hate Zoom birthday
I told
parties.
Melissa this is why I didn't want it. My grandma has no teeth. My dad is like, Kevin's here. Face on half. Kevin here. JoJo just walked by.
He's giving a live
there's
narration with the mic on. I love it.
There's a natural hair woman. I'm not familiar with
I was
her.
like, I don't know who she is.
Angle.
Something about Angel. She may be of Latin descent.
I was like, bruh, can y'all get off? They was singing happy birthday all off the wrong
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Happy birthday to I was like, this is why I didn't want it. I was explicit with Melissa that I didn't want
She
it.
was like, "Oh no, it's happening." That's why I'm having a DJ so that no one can talk, because that's the worst. I've been to several terrible birthday Zooms, and yours was one of the ones on the list. I've had people yelling, people that are not, they don't even realize they're not even talking in the Zoom. They're on their cell phone. Yeah, girl, put in the code. It's 964. What's the code? No, we still on here. And I'm like, we can't hear nothing else but you having this outside conversation. I picked up food from Kroger. I did. If you want some, I got some of the chicken.
Fried chicken be
I got
smacking.
the 8-piece for $5.99. You can have some. And you're just like, I can't hear. I can't even tell a birthday person happy birthday because we listening to you with this conversation.
Grandma, we're singing right now. Right? Get off your phone, please.
Oh, I
the
told her I
worst.
didn't want it for this reason. The more old people you have,
The worst.
The surprise even got ruined, and it still happened.
Yeah.
have
That's the
you
best
no
part.
shame, Melissa?
You
have
have
you
to.
no shame?
You gotta
Oh,
feel this
man.
COVID birthday
It
like
was-
nobody else. You gotta
But
feel
interestingly enough, I will remember this birthday more than most of mine.
it.
You know, because it's something happened.
Because something happened. Oh, you don't usually do anything for your birthday? What you mean?
No, I go
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
for
Okay,
You're
birthday.
going
yeah.
crazy.
Actually, as I thought about it, I was like, I remember a lot of my birthdays.
Yeah,
I've had
they-
epic birthdays.
Yeah, that's how I like to do my birthdays, but COVID.
Oh, we weren't friends last year, like as close as we are now.
Apparently.
Melissa didn't invite you, and as a black woman, you should take that up with her.
I
You
mean,
should
and I
go to
saw
her
the birthday. I saw the pictures, and I was like, oh, great. I mean, he doesn't know. They don't know me like that.
I got there late. I got there for the food. You know, I didn't want to overstay anything. You know, it was a little vibe.
I was like, oh, there's decorations. They've got a view, a band.
That's another thing Corona
man.
robbed me of.
What?
Melissa's birthday this year.
Oh my! You would have topped her.
You had a dope idea.
Angel, I can't even tell her.
No,
Right.
Because
no,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta
do
still
it
use
again.
Yeah,
You got to do it next year.
Angel, it was going to be
epic.
stupid.
It
was going to be like, oh, you think you can do this to me?
Right.
Right. I can't do nothing. Her birthday's in 2 weeks. I can't do what I wanted to do. I had already put deposits down for stuff.
Dang, Kev.
I mean, I was planning from the moment when I left my birthday party.
You started planning.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's the type of thing you got to do. The way she showed out.
The way I was like, I'm going to embarrass you with love,
Right.
but you will never try to one-up me again. Right?
love.
I can't do the anniversary. I was going to hit her with the 1-2 anniversary birthday.
Right. That's what's supposed to happen.
Couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Man.
I feel you. That's what I feel like my life is.
This year, actually, like, not even just because everything shut down, what was lined up this year would have actually been, like, legendary around this. Legitimate. Like, I mean.
And now we have nothing.
And now we're.
Well.
Here's the thing.
I know. Listen, fire.
Now here's the thing. It's not all bad.
This has been great.
I met Will Smith this year. I don't know if you know.
Oh, my.
I didn't know that.
Early January.
Apparently, me and Will are dating. So,
Early
yeah.
January. I met Big Willie Style.
That's all you got?
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's
There's
it?
other stuff I can't share. NDA. I'll tell you off camera. I don't think
Okay.
I told you.
You don't. Come on, Kev. Don't pretend like we friends. We kind of friends. Kev.
She's never gonna let that birthday go.
It was a surprise.
Whatever.
I was happy I was there.
I saw you in the pictures. I
So
saw a lot
low
of
key,
people.
Melissa asked me who to invite without me realizing it. She was like, "Who your friends?" I was like, "I don't know, man. Tony, Tahir, Do, Josh, Pat."
I know you have the good old boys club. I get it.
I was misogynist before.
I know.
Misogynoir.
I was like, oh, the real comedians of the Instagram of the social media. It's all dudes. I didn't know.
Thanks, guys, for watching the bonus episode. Here's the thing. We'll be back here Tuesday. And then I think, when is your actual birthday?
It's on that Friday, the day that we're shooting.
So do you want to shoot a different day?
No, we can shoot as long as we do it at 11. I just have to be back at home for my
For your Zoom birthday party? I'm going to invite my grandma to your birthday party.
Please
And she's
do.
going to be like, who is Angel? But she will put her teeth in for your birthday because she respects you. For me, I got no such love.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So as long as we do it at 11, I just have to be home by 1 for the first thing.
We'll be done by 12. All right, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. Bye.